In early 2024, something unexpected happened in Florida's real estate market. Home sales dropped by 15% compared to the same time last year, the biggest fall in more than 10 years. This big change started a chain reaction that's affecting a lot of people and businesses across Florida, from people owning homes to those investing in property. Now, experts and those who work in real estate are trying to figure out why this happened and what it might mean for the future. Welcome to a deep dive into Florida's housing market, where the unthinkable has become reality. A major downturn that's reshaping the financial landscape for countless homeowners and investors alike. Florida, known for its sunny beaches and booming real estate, is now witnessing a downturn that's sending shockwaves far and wide. In places like Jacksonville, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and Tampa, home prices are not just dipping, they're in free fall, with declines of 20, 30, and in some places an astonishing 40%. Why? A massive surge in inventory, with homes flooding the market faster than buyers can snap them up, leading to an excess that's dragging values down. But who's rushing to offload these properties? Investors, the very folks who, until recently, were scooping up homes left, right, and center, betting big on Florida's real estate. They're now hitting the brakes hard, listing properties in droves in a bid to cut their losses. New listings are up over 20% year over year in several major metros, a clear sign that confidence is waning and a shift is underway. Please take 2 seconds to help me out and hit the like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. Each like and subscribe helps support this channel and keeps us motivated to keep making you great content. Thank you. Now, back to what I was saying. When investors start to sell their properties and stop buying new ones, it really shakes up the market. Each house an investor decides to sell is like a big sign that things are changing. It's not just a small adjustment. It might mean a big crash is coming. So if you own a home, are thinking about investing, or want to buy a house, this is a big deal. What happens when the market buzz quiets down and the sold signs start gathering dust? In Florida's real estate scene, this isn't just a hypothetical scenario. It's the current chapter in a surprising turn of events. After years of booming sales and skyrocketing prices, the Sunshine State is facing a sharp reality check. Right now, whole neighborhoods are seeing the value of homes go down a lot. In some places, prices have dropped by up to 40%. Imagine putting all your money into buying a home, only to watch its value go down quickly. In cities like Jacksonville, which used to be really popular with people buying houses and investments, there are now over 20% more homes for sale than last year. The same thing is happening in Miami and Tampa, where lots of homes are waiting for buyers who are harder to find than before. But why are there so many houses for sale all of a sudden? It's because not as many people want to buy homes now or can afford to, and at the same time, more people want to sell their homes and leave the market. The numbers are shocking. There are way fewer people wanting to buy homes, which means the market is really struggling. This isn't just a small change, it's a big drop, with too many homes for sale and not enough people wanting to buy them. What does this mean? For one thing, homes are taking much longer to sell. Some homes are not selling for months. The easy money from selling homes fast for a good price is gone. Now, sellers have to lower their prices a lot just to get attention. For example, a home in Sarasota that might have sold for $450,000 last year is now having a hard time selling for $400,000, even after dropping the price a lot. What's driving this buyer pullback? Several factors are at play, from the sting of rising mortgage rates to the pinch of inflated property taxes and insurance costs. The dream of homeownership is becoming increasingly out of reach for the average Floridian, pushing the demand down further. But here's where it gets interesting. Amidst this downturn, a new narrative is emerging. Some see this as a market correction, a return to sanity after years of unchecked growth. Others view it as a cautionary tale of what happens when speculation outpaces reality. In Florida's housing market, it looks like the investors are the ones deciding to leave quickly, but they're not leaving quietly. It's more like a big rush out the door. This rush has a big impact, affecting every for sale sign and empty house you see. For years, investors have played the field in Florida, capitalizing on rising prices and the state's magnetic allure. But as the market shifts, so do their strategies. The current climate has seen a marked reversal, with investors offloading properties at an alarming rate. This isn't just a few high-stakes players getting cold feet. It's a widespread retreat that signals a broader trend of uncertainty and change. In busy cities like Tampa and Orlando, the number of houses sold by investors has dropped a lot. This shows a bigger trend where the profits are getting smaller and investors are becoming more careful. For example, Tampa, which used to be a hotspot for investors looking to make a lot of money, now sees more than half of these sales disappearing compared to last year. Houses that were bought with the hope of selling them for a big profit are now being put back on the market, often at prices just above what they were bought for. Take a house bought in 2021 during the busiest time for $335,000 by an investor who wanted to sell it for more. It's back up for sale. However, after not finding a buyer at the hoped-for $435,000, the price dropped to $400,000, and now it's down to $350,000 in a rush to sell. This shows how much the market has changed, and it's clear the situation is not in the investor's favor anymore. The house has been for sale for over 160 days, adding more stress to the investor's costs. So, what caused this big shift? It's because of higher mortgage rates, big property taxes, and fewer people wanting to buy homes. The numbers just don't work out like they used to. For many investors, the Florida market, once full of chances to make money, now looks uncertain and less promising. This big move away from the market by investors is a turning point. As more houses come up for sale, it affects homeowners, people looking to buy, and the whole real estate market in Florida in big ways. Prices are changing, and so is what people expect. The days when making money from real estate seemed easy are going away, leaving a market that's looking for a new balance. For anyone keeping a keen eye on Florida's real estate dynamics, this shift offers both cautionary tales and potential opportunities. As investors recalibrate their strategies, the door opens for buyers who've been sidelined by the frenzy of the past few years. The key? Patience, research, and a keen understanding of a market in transition. Have you ever felt like everything's getting more expensive and your dollar just doesn't stretch as far as it used to? Well, homeowners and potential buyers in Florida are living this reality every day, as the cost of owning a home skyrockets, pushing the dream of homeownership out of reach for many. Let's dive into the economic cycle that's fueling Florida's real estate downturn, making it a tough market for buyers and sellers alike. First, let's talk about property taxes. No one likes paying them, but there's something we have to deal with. In Florida, though, they're starting to really weigh people down. In the past few years, property taxes in the state have gone up by about 10 to 15%. That might not seem like a lot at first, but if you're already finding it hard to pay for your mortgage, this extra cost can really stretch your budget, especially on a fixed income. Next up is homeowners insurance, which is super important in Florida because of the storms. However, as the chances of hurricanes and floods go up, so does the cost of insurance. In some places, the cost for insurance has jumped more than 50% in just a few years. Imagine your insurance bill going from $2,000 one year to $3,000 or more the next. That's not just another expense, it could make you rethink if you can afford a home. Don't forget about HOA fees too. In many places in Florida, these fees pay for important services and things like pools or gyms. But as expenses go up, these fees are also increasing, sometimes by 20 to 30%. This makes living in these communities a lot more expensive, turning what was affordable before into a real financial challenge. And then there's the big issue, mortgage rates. Not too long ago, getting a mortgage rate under 4% was pretty common, but now those rates have doubled to around 7% or more. For a loan of $300,000, this increase can add hundreds of dollars to your monthly payment, making it tough for new buyers to enter the market and hard for current homeowners to refinance. All these things, higher property taxes, more expensive insurance, rising HOA fees, and bigger mortgage rates, make it harder for people to buy homes. It's simple. As costs go up, it gets harder to afford a home. And in Florida, where living costs were already increasing, this mix of financial pressures is changing the housing market a lot. But it's not all doom and gloom. This upheaval presents an opportunity for dialogue and action. How can policies adapt to make home ownership more attainable? What strategies can buyers and sellers employ to navigate this challenging market? As we peel back the layers of this economic onion, we find not just challenges, but opportunities for growth, resilience, and perhaps a new way forward for Florida's real estate market. It's one thing to say the whole state's housing market is in trouble, but it's another to see what's happening in different cities, each with its own story. So get ready, we're going to explore the busy streets of Miami to the peaceful beaches of Tampa and see the real effects of this housing mess. First up, Jacksonville. This city was booming as people and investors came for its cheap houses and good jobs. But now, Jacksonville has a lot more houses for sale than before, over 20% more. And it's tough for sellers. Houses are not selling fast anymore. Many just sit there for months. Now, let's check out Fort Lauderdale. Known for its pretty beaches and lively art scene, this city is seeing something similar. Houses that used to sell quickly are now waiting longer to find a buyer, with prices being cut. Here, too, investors are trying to sell their properties without losing too much money. Next, we're off to Miami, the center for all the housing excitement in Florida. Miami has a bit of a different story. Its fancy, expensive houses are still attracting buyers from other countries, but the regular priced homes are struggling because their prices are way too high, about 30 to 40% more than they should be. Everyone's waiting for prices to drop to more reasonable levels. Then there's Tampa. It's popular with retirees and families, but now it's facing too many houses for sale, 35% more than usual. With houses priced way too high by about 37%, a big drop in prices seems likely. And don't forget about Lakeland, a smaller place feeling the crisis too. Here, there are a lot more houses for sale and they're not selling. The prices are way higher than they should be, by 41%, showing the big problems in Florida's housing market. Each city shows a different side of Florida's housing troubles. What's the same everywhere? Prices are too high, there are too many houses for sale, and it's tough for both sellers and buyers. But there are opportunities here too. For buyers who've been waiting, prices might finally become affordable. Sellers need to think realistically about their prices. As we go through these tough times, it's clear Florida's housing market is at a turning point. What's needed is patience, being smart, and understanding what's happening locally. For everyone involved or affected, staying up to date is crucial. Curious about the future of Florida's real estate market with its recent ups and downs? Predicting the next moves might seem tricky, but by looking closely at data and trends, we can offer some thoughtful predictions for 2024 and beyond. Let's explore the future, focusing on cities at the tipping point and the factors that could influence tomorrow's market dynamics. In 2024, Florida's real estate story will be multifaceted, woven from various economic and demographic strands. Take Lakeland and Tampa, for example, where we're witnessing significant overvaluation. Lakeland, with its property listings 35% above the norm and a startling 41% overvaluation, is poised for notable price adjustments, potentially making it a prime example of market correction. Tampa, too, is in a critical state. Its property overvaluation, coupled with a 35% surge in inventory, signals a market on the brink of reset. However, the shift in people's preferences towards suburban living post-pandemic will also play a vital role in this recalibration. Miami offers a different narrative. While its high-end market maintains some buoyancy due to international interest, the broader market is on shaky ground. Factors like an acute affordability crisis, propelled by soaring insurance and property tax rates, are expected to dampen demand, particularly in the mid-tier segment, where prices are overvalued by 30 to 40%. Orlando's story intertwines with its strong tourist economy, which might offer some cushioning against market fluctuations. Yet the retreat of investors and possible tourism downturns due to economic pressures could affect its real estate resilience. The backdrop to these predictions includes rising mortgage rates, which could further suppress buyer interest. For instance, mortgage rates doubling from 4 to around 8% drastically changes affordability. Legislative changes in property tax or insurance premiums has also directly impacted homeownership costs. Moreover, while Florida's population growth remains a positive market driver, expected to grow by 1.4% annually, increasing living costs could slow this growth, affecting market stability differently across regions. Nonetheless, this period of adjustment could unveil opportunities, particularly for first-time buyers previously sidelined by high prices, and for investors waiting for the market's bottom. Sellers, on the other hand, may need to rethink their strategies, possibly adjusting prices or exploring new ways to market their properties. As we look towards 2024, the real estate scene in Florida is defined by both caution and potential. For buyers, strategic patience could reveal valuable opportunities. Sellers, meanwhile, must adapt to a shifting landscape, possibly recalibrating prices or adopting innovative sales tactics to navigate through these transformative times. Thinking about diving into Florida's real estate market? Hold that thought. In a market as turbulent as this, knowing when to jump in and when to wait can make all the difference. Here's a quick guide on navigating these choppy waters, whether you're looking to buy your dream home or invest in a property. In today's market, it's not enough to love a property. You need to know its story. That means digging into the local market trends, understanding how long homes are staying on the market, and getting a clear picture of the price history. Is the property you're eyeing priced higher than it was a year ago? If so, why? These clues can tell you a lot about whether it's the right time to make a move. Now, inventory levels. They're like the market's pulse. High inventory means more choices and often better bargaining power for buyers. Keep a close eye on those numbers. A sudden spike in listings might be your cue that prices are about to become more negotiable. And then there's overvaluation. Properties in Florida have been riding high, with some areas seeing prices that are frankly hard to justify. Use tools like the price-to-income ratio to gauge if homes in your area are priced fairly. A rule of thumb: if the overvaluation rate is high, prices might be due for a correction. That's your signal to wait it out a bit longer. Lastly, patience is your best friend in this market. Rushing into a purchase could mean getting caught in a downturn, while waiting could unveil opportunities that are better aligned with your financial goals. So, for all the buyers and investors out there, the message is clear. Do your homework, stay informed, and let the market's currents guide your decisions. In a landscape that's ever-changing, being well-prepared is your surest path to success. Ever wondered if things will get better for Florida's housing market? Time to peek into the future and see if the Sunshine State can brighten up again in the world of real estate. Heads up, the future looks hopeful, but it's going to be quite a ride. Florida's charm is hard to resist. With its warm weather, lively neighborhoods, and no state tax on your income, it attracts all kinds of people. This natural attraction is a big reason why things could improve. Even though the market's down right now, Florida's population is expected to grow by 1.4% each year for the next few years, which is faster than most of the country. But there's more to it than just sunny beaches. The state's economy is getting more varied, with industries like tech, health, and clean energy growing. These areas bring jobs, make the economy steadier, and open up new chances for everyone, laying down a strong foundation for the state's future. However, the road to a better housing market isn't just about more people moving here or having more jobs. Making homes affordable is key. As prices begin to match what people earn, areas with fairer prices might lead the recovery. This would welcome both first-time buyers and experienced investors back. Government decisions on things like property taxes, insurance, and incentives for building homes will also be crucial. Smart rules that look out for homeowners and promote balanced growth could speed up the improvement, aiming to make Florida not only a great place to live, but also an affordable one. Thanks for watching, and please make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed the video and watch this one as well.